Yo, fam, my like eyebrows are out of control. I am absolutely aware of that. I will be getting them done. Some people are gonna be like, your eyebrows are fine. They're not. They're not fine. I need to get them done. It's fine. It's cool. Um, so that was really loud. I hope that didn't like come out so and you're like all started like, oh shit, she's gonna have like a obviously has something to say. So I have been really focused on myself for like the last since January. Like I've been really on that like radical self-care life. I haven't I haven't wanted to be with anybody. I haven't done anything with anybody. Like I did something with one person, but like I haven't really wanted to like be intimate in an intimate space with anybody for since January. And I'm kind of coming out of that now, but I was in that place because I needed some like radical self-care. So what happened to Miss Krishana that would make her want to get to that place? Well, I'm a Leo with a Venus in Cancer. So basically what that means is typically like when I love hard. Hard. And I am one of those people who, when I enter a relationship, I'm in it. Like, I'm like, let's hold up. Let me take this down. Sometimes I get in the kitchen and I'm all like, clothes off, I'm done. Um, I'm 90% of the time naked. Anyway, so anyway, um, I was like, I was like in this relationship where for several years I have played a very special character by the name of Captain Savaho. And I was just not I was done cuz Captain Savaho typically ends up by herself. That's it. Captain Savaho ends up by herself and everybody else gets a partner and they're like, "Oh my god, thank you for your work. Thank you for your vigilant duty, to our society. But now I'm healed and I got a new boo." So you're like, "Oh, okay, I guess well, I guess." And like I didn't mean to play Captain Savaho. I don't think anyone means to play Captain Savaho. I think it's just that you just get in this mode. I'm so much love all the time. I'm so like, let's give you. And the thing is, the thing about Leos specifically is the fact that we're all in it. We're so much in it until we're not. Like, and it takes us a minute to like just not be into it anymore. Like, if it was my preference, if it's my preference within a relationship, I am one of those people who I'm like, let's what do we got to do to upgrade you? What do we have to do to like, to make everything in your life so much better? What do we have to do? What do we got to do? Let's do it. We're a team. I'm all about that team life. So I was kind of like, I think I've come to the realization through this sort of like radical self love, radical self care thing, that I was just in a place where I was just really, I wanted people to be there. I was working through abandonment issues, I was working through trauma and things like that. And I was just like, I think those people became faces for everything that I was working through. And I obviously everybody is. So everybody comes to like reflection or this like um blank space. I can't think of the words when we call it blank space. So everybody becomes a sort of blank space for other people in relationships. So it's like if your first love left you and you're still heartbroken, then you end up like replacing that person with somebody else that probably looks exactly like them or reminds you of that person or whatever. Anyway, so I was in a relationship when I was in Germany, and it was not fantastic. Probably that's like the nicest way of saying it is it was not fantastic. It was a lot of caring for and not being taken care of. It was a lot of like me being like, "Hey, how do we do this for you?" And a lot of like, "Oh, well just keep doing for me." And I was just like, "Oh, Okay. So we just ain't going just ain't going no reciprocation. Oh, cool. All right. I guess that's what we do. So I stayed in that for a while, and almost out of curiosity, really, because I just wanted to see like where this was going. Is this going to be a time when like somebody actually, where the reciprocation actually comes one day? And then it didn't. And then it ended horribly. So it didn't really end horribly. I wouldn't say that. It ended like it should. And I feel like putting extras on it is probably not good. Hold on. I have to, there's someone. Someone was at the door, and I figured we should probably move anyway because there was like a glare behind me. Now there's glare in front of me. It's fine. I'm going to move this back so that we can continue talking. So anyway, where was I? Okay, dude in Germany, didn't work out. Boo-hoo. We're done. So I came back to Vegas, where I am from, and I decided that I was going to take on this radical self-care life, this radical self-love life. I felt like I needed healing, and the only healing was going to happen was through my own efforts. I wasn't going to get the sort of like conclusion you would like to have. I wasn't going to get the sort of clarity that I thought that, I feel like sometimes you feel like you want when you are ending a relationship. You like, I want clarity so I can move on, and that typically doesn't work out. So I was like, I'm going to go on this radical self care journey, and I'm only going to spend time with people who are deserving of my time and my energies and my efforts. So I've been really good with that. Yay for me. We're now almost April, and I've been really good about that life. So recently, in this sort of like, I am still in the process of healing. I'm still in the process of giving myself that love that is needed to fill in all the spaces that I feel like I lost during the process of a relationship that wasn't great and didn't work out. And I got to a point where I was talking to one of my friends and colleagues. My colleague, Kai Armand, is a really amazing shaman, and he deals a lot with past life and a lot with soul integrations and things like that. And so him and I have been talking quite a bit. And while we're talking, he told me about, he was going through this process where he was thinking about money, and he was thinking about how he spends money. And while he was thinking about that, he had this epiphany of what would love do. And I thought that was a really, really amazing way of approaching money, but also a really amazing way of approaching yourself. What would love do? And so it's this whole idea. I know we used to have like, what would Jesus do back in the day, but I'm not Christian, so that's not my thing. But what would love do, I felt like, was an amazing kind of addendum to the idea. So what would love do? What would love do is like a question that you would ask yourself if you have maybe a difficult situation that you need to address, or or you want to change a part of your lifestyle, or you want to figure out whether or not the job that you were offered is the right one, the right fit. Love would think about, like, okay, so think about the fact that if you yourself were your own lover, right? You yourself, you're your own lover, and you're treating yourself as your own lover. And I notice that when I'm in relationships with people, I treat them very well. I try to treat them very well. And if you're sick, let me get you a care package. And, and if there's something you need, let me give that to you. And there's no end to how much I will give another person. But I found that in contrast, there is an end or a limit to what I give to myself. So the idea, ooh, it's getting a little heavy. It's like My Hobby Lobby realness is what I call this. This is the moment I was bored and decided to go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby. You could go to Hobby Lobby and get yarn and do my hair. So, so anyway, it's not a good look. So anyway, yeah, like love would love would get what it deserves. Our love would wait for what it deserves, right? So, if it's like a job situation, love wouldn't just go for another job just for the sake of having a job. Love would essentially go for what it wants. And it's a radical idea. And when I say radical, I mean like life-changing radical ideology. It's also a sort of ideal that, if incorporated, I feel could help a lot of people. I also feel like a, it's kind of a different way of approaching. You're approaching yourself with so much love, and that love is reflected outwards. And so you start seeing people in the sphere of love. What would love do? Love would be around those of whom they love, of whom it loves. Love would also give because it has so much. There's only two modes. There's love and there's fear. And like, which one are you at? You at love or you at fear? You know? And love would also, in this particular situation, when I was talking about my ex that I was with and things like that, I have a really hard time letting go. So a lot of times I have like past like lovers and things like that I have had in my life that are friends of mine, but I'm not gonna lie and say that secretly, like secretly, there's not like a skosh part of me that's all like, well, maybe we'll work out again one day. I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't the right timing. Blah 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 blah. And while I started going through this term of like radical self-care and what would love do, I realized love would let it the fuck go. you know, like and I'm sorry for cursing so much, but um love would just be and be authentically and just hope that people respond to that. Because look, I'm a fucking unicorn, and the thing is that not everybody wants a unicorn. Some people just want a horse, and sometimes the horn is extra for some people. They're like, ooh, you rare and extra, I don't know about that. And so it's just kind of one of those things where it's like some people just aren't going to be into it, and some people who you've even been in relationships with weren't really into it, but they were into you at that moment, or there was like some weird circumstances or blah blah blah. I don't know, man. Love would let it go. I feel like love would let it go. Love would move forward knowing that there's something better on the horizon, or love would let it go knowing that what's for you you'll already have anyway. Instead of trying to make such an effort because of the fact that you don't have that love within yourself, and you feel like on some level you're undeserving, or that the things that you let go or you had to let go, even if it was like forcefully, were things that you really connected with, and so you were just afraid to let them go and you're afraid to move forward. But at the same time, like, wouldn't love move forward? Wouldn't love heal? Because that's the only thing I've known about love. That's why I've been Captain Save a Hoe with other people. Now I'm like, Captain Save myself. Save this hoe. So yeah, so that's been kind of like my little mode right now. It's just kind of like, and I want to do more videos on it. And not everybody's going to watch it, and that's fine. I don't care. Listen, I got 250 some odd subscribers. Some of y'all ain't going to be into Krishana's little talks about stuff. And that is fine. You can just you can watch my videos, that I do monthly on readings and blah 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 blah. That's perfectly fine. Krishana got some shit to say, and she going to say it. And what would love do? What would love do? This morning, not that it's like done, it's like almost done. I don't know if you can see this. But like this morning, like, what would love do? Love would eat vibrantly, okay? Love would be like, yes, like avocados and like, fresh fruits and not so many like, or not so many or not as much like, blood and starch, and love would just want the best for you. And so as I'm creating this relationship with myself of what would love do, this is all about, I want everything that's best for me. I want everybody around me that deserves my attention. I want everything that life has to offer that is good and nourishing and rich and abundance. I want to do that abundance, that abundance, I want to do that. I want to live it. I want to be it. And so that's what's up. Love created everything. It's a part of everything. It is all of everything. And let's live in it. So that's my lifestyle sort of bloggy vlog thing. And I hope you enjoyed. And if you didn't, then you won't. And that's it. All right. Bye.